is the moment BrahjCast fans listening around the world have been waiting for. Live from the BrahjCast studios in Mazomanie, Wisconsin, it's time! 1 hour of mind-blowing conversation for the podcasting championship of the world. Introducing first, casting out of his office corner, he is a Jiu-Jitsu Grandmaster and a black belt at Knowledge Bomb University, boasting a perfect podcasting record of 420 wins with 0 losses. He stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 180 1/2 pounds, fighting out of Mazomanie, Wisconsin, introducing the reigning, defending, podcasting champion of the world, the BrahjCast's very own Christopher Michael Krerowicz.
My intros are always straight garbage, so anyways, I'm just gonna start. What's up, everybody? It's Chris from the BrahjCast. You can't say it with me now. BrahjCast! Holy shit, everybody. I am here today with the GOAT, the greatest of all time in the YouTube baseball card entertainment community. The fucking subsector of a subsector of a subsector of YouTube. I'm talking to Pepino Man. Pepino Man, say what's up to the millions.
What's up, you motherfucking million people? Woo! This is pretty crazy. I get to curse.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, it's fucking rated M for motherfucking mature here. So we're just going to go ahead and get started because I know your time is pinche valuable. So what I wanted to know right away, right off the bat, is kind of how you got into card collecting, like kind of give me the 5-minute version of your first kind of cards as a kid or something, and just kind of where you are today.
All right. Well, I'm not one of those people that can tell you what my first card was or when I bought my first pack. I just know that I've always had baseball cards. When I was little, we used to have a toy box, me and my brother. At first we had one, then later we had 2, 1 for each. But we had a toy box. I remember we always had baseball cards at the bottom. My dad, he's been playing baseball his whole life, so has my mom, and we're a baseball family. So baseball cards are just like in the family, even though nobody ever collected them. But it was kind of a thing, I guess. My dad would just buy the baseball cards, when he'd see them, and then give them to us. So, like I said, there's no specific time, specific card, specific pack that I remember. Oh, my first card, or first time my dad bought me a pack. I just always had them. So what I always tell, for me, the time that I remember where I started taking it seriously is one time when my cousin came over to stay with us a couple weeks in the summer. Because that's what all us Mexicans do. We drop each other's kids off at somebody else for babysitting for a week or two. So we take that, that little world tour there. I spent a couple weeks with my cousin over here, a couple weeks with my cousin over there. But one of my cousins, he spent time with us, and he collected baseball cards. And he was the first one to tell me, okay, this brand is Topps, this brand is Fleer, and these are the numbers, and put them in order, and that was around 86, I believe. So that's when I first started taking baseball cards seriously, as far as at least organizing them and putting them in order in my shoebox. And then, that's when I figured out, okay, so there's 792 cards, and I have so many, and I need to fill this in. And so, that was right around, right before Little League. So during Little League, that was, that's the only time I would find other people that collect baseball cards, because everybody did it back then. I guess not everybody turned out to be as serious as a collector, but everybody and their mama collected baseball cards in the 80s.
Absolutely. So you were doing Little League, so that was probably what, teenage, like, or like 11, 12 years old when you kind of
Uh,
started really, taking it a little bit more seriously?
yeah, I mean, I know I was like 10 years old, 12 years old. Yeah, so 86. I was born in 74. So,
Okay.
yeah, around 86, I was 12 years old to be exact.
That's cool. I remember fucking I started in like 87 with 87 tops, and you just said that magical number of 792. I wonder where the hell they pulled that out of, why most sets were like that big, but it was crazy to just have like series 1 for like 6 months and then series 2 for 6 months, and then that was it.
Yeah,
Now there's some shit, every 3 weeks or something. Like, I'm fucking behind. All of a sudden there's all these sets out that I didn't even know were out already and shit. And it's just, I guess that's for a different day or a different conversation. But
fucking talk about it now, man.
yeah,
What are you talking about?
it's
Yeah, I
just,
mean, a lot of people ask me all the time, is like, are you a modern set collector? And I was like, you know what? I try to be, but it's so damn hard.
it's so hard, bro. So hard. Wait,
Yeah, it's exactly like you're saying. Okay, Archives comes out. Woo! I get all excited. I'm watching all these people busting Archives the first day it comes out. Taking every single box from the Target, leaving none for me. So
yep,
I have no
yep.
choice but to watch other people break the boxes I wanted to buy.
Right, you fuckers.
But so when that happens, because that happens a lot to a lot of people. You hear that all the time.
Yep,
I went to my
100%.
Target and some motherfucker bought all the boxes. There's none left in there. My Target sucks. And this and that. So you have to wait like 2 weeks for the restock or whatever.
Yep, yep.
So you wait for the 2 weeks and then you buy your first box of Archives. Like, yeah, I got my Archives. Hey, well, check it out. Topps Chrome just came out. Archives. Who gives a shit about your Archives?
Right, garbage.
That's what happens all the time now, man.
And I got Topps Chrome, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well now there's Topps Chrome Sapphire." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" They're the exact same cards, but they just look cooler. It's like, well, why didn't you just do that to begin with and hook me up, dicks?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's tough. Because I'm a set collector, so that's really my main goal. When it comes to vintage, 80s, 90s, 2000s, modern, my main goal is sets. So I mean, buying packs is a big part of my collecting life. I don't necessarily post videos of me busting packs or busting blasters, because then that would be mainly all my videos, because I blast. I bust blasters almost every day. That's what it takes to collect sets, because let me get this straight. I'm a set builder.
There you go.
There are set collectors. There are set collectors, but there are set builders, like me, G's Mikey, Passion for Cards, and there are set collectors who just want to buy the set. They just want to have every set. And to them, they don't care if they just buy the whole set, all the sets complete.
Yep.
If I had money, if I had a lot of money, I could buy every set that exists right now, no problem on eBay. But what I try to do is I try to buy myself a starter set and fill them all in by hand, one by one, whatever, at my LCSs and stuff like that. So it's definitely a big change from the 80s when all you had was Donruss, Fleer, and Topps. And now even Topps alone, I mean, they just come out with a new product every couple of weeks, man. It's like, the fuck?
Right. In the Beckett I got, this latest one, it's got Christian Yelich on the front. And the Beckett baseball will only go back from 80 to 1980, and then you got to get like vintage Beckett if you want prices before that. So from 1980 Topps, which they always show the very first card, it's always Rickey Henderson, to like the year 2000 is like 4 pages, and then like the next 36 pages are from the year 2000 to now, with how many sets they've printed out and everything. And what's so fucking weird is I was looking at that shit, thumbing through it, while I was kind of, I guess, prepping for this, and I didn't, there's like none of these arrows going up and shit. What I realized in like the bulk of these pages is that it seems that there's no, how the Beckett represents shit that's kind of like it's when the arrows are going up on the prices, obviously there's some movement in the community and in the market and shit, but there's like no arrows. If you just open your Beckett right now and go to like 2013 or 14, I mean, it's just all just blank, just prices, right? And it just tells me that there's like no interest in all of that shit back then. It's just like what's happening right fucking now, right now, right now. You know, right now, Otani and Torres and Acuna and shit, and it just makes me wonder what the hell is going to happen next season, if anybody's going to even fucking care about these names right now, and like what that does for the hobby. It's just, it kind of blows my mind, because I took a big ass break from collecting. I went from, you know, quote unquote, the junk wax era, and I took a break when I was about 14 because baseball got kind of fucking boring, and it did, you know, and so cards got kind of mundane. And so I kind of switched to basketball. I was more interested in, you know, Jordan with the Bulls, and that was lighting up and gaining a lot of popularity, and Shaq and all that shit and all those cool stories. It wasn't until like 1998 when Sosa and McGuire really put baseball kind of back in the spotlight. So then I took a long ass break from collecting cards. So I'm just getting back into it for about a year now, and it's just kind of fucking blowing my mind. People talking shit about junk wax, yet I feel like we're just in like junk wax era 2.0. Does that make sense to you? Or I mean, what do you think?
It's kind of a repeat, but in a different manner. I mean,
exactly.
It's just business, all right? So they did business of trying to sell as many cards as they can in the 80s. But, you know, once the season ends, they kept producing cards when, you know, okay, the interest is gone. Everybody that needed all these Topps cards, they have their Topps card, but they kept making more, you know?
Yeah.
And now they're doing the same thing. I think it's pretty close to the same numbers of cards that we're selling, but now it's just in different products as opposed to one, or, you know, instead of 3, now there's like 100 different products. But
that makes
I mean,
sense.
I you know, because I do talk to a lot of people that people complain about Beckett and this and that, and it's like it's not the same anymore, because back then you couldn't watch every game like you can now. You didn't, you know, it's like I waited for Sunday Night Sports Machine you know, to learn what happened throughout the week, to get the highlights from every team, from everybody, you know, from a show that was an hour, where before my only choice was like 10 o'clock at night, you know, to watch the 5 minutes of sports highlights, you know, and that's 100%. All you got.
100%.
Now I would argue that prices of cards change almost on a daily basis. You know, as opposed to like before, like a good example when Scooter Gennett hit 4 home runs in one game. You know, it's like I remember the prices went crazy, and all of a sudden, all these Scooter Gennett are like popping up, like, oh, this is the next major star. It's like, dude, he the game. There's a, you know, in the records books, you know, if you're I used to be a baseball history buff. You know, I don't read as much anymore. I got other stuff going on, but as a kid, I used to read a lot of baseball history. And I was a baseball, you know, little mini Cliff Clavin historian.
Yeah.
And so records to me were everything.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just not the same anymore.
No, dude. Well, you know, me and you and a lot of people who are listening to this can identify with, like, when you don't grow up with YouTube and the ability, like, I'm a Canseco collector and fan number 1. Everybody knows that. But if I was just sitting there on some random fucking night and I wanted to, like, think about Canseco or see him, I had to, and he wasn't playing Wednesday Night Baseball Friday, you know, on ESPN or some shit. If he wasn't on TV, the only way I could fucking do that was go look at my baseball cards. And back then, on the back of every card was all these fucking stats, man. And you just start as a kid, man. I bet you a lot of us can just pull random ass stats out of our head from this chunk of time, right? Because we didn't. Nowadays, kids can just, like, if there was a, you know, Bryce Harper fans, these kids or something, you just go on YouTube and you get your satisfaction that way. You get to see them, highlights. There's endless amount of content, you know, whereas back then, me and you and, like I said, everybody else listening, we had to just pull that shit from our baseball cards. So, like, that shit meant so much more. Now it's,
I mean,
it's just different. I don't know. I just don't get that same feeling. Like you said, immediately, it's just fucking business, and that's kind of sad.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer here. Go ahead and talk. I'm sorry. It's just unfortunate.
It is kind of sad, but it is what it is. I mean,
there you go.
If we told every card company how to run, they'd probably go bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know, hey, put a Mike Trout and Bryce Harper hit in every single pack.
Right.
Okay, the cost of that would be astronomical, and they would go out of business.
Yeah.
You know? So it is what it is, and you know, times change. You know, just like with, you know, baseball cards to me was the way I would find out. You know, like Topps would have that that little red diamond or a little bit darker color for who led the league that year.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so you would look in
In
the back.
italics.
Yeah, you know.
Yep.
So that's how you found out. You know, you see a Jose Canseco card. Oh, look, he led the league in home runs, or he, you know, anybody. You could find out who was the best guy that year. Who, you know, with those little red diamonds. And I used to love going to the cards, see who had the most red diamonds.
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
They were the greatest players. You know, at least at that time. You know, they were the guys setting all the records, and you know, baseball cards were basically my little baseball almanac. You know, but
definitely.
And in reality, that's a thing of the past. You know, even stats in the back of cards. Man. You know, I did that when I was at Dodger Stadium. I invited this lady who has a Dodger vlog. You know, and so I told her, hey, you want to have a pack war with me? She was, what is that? She didn't know what it was. And I was like, yeah, I just want to do a pack war with people who've never done it. You know. She said, okay. So I was like, yeah. So we'll look at the back of the cards and we'll pick a stat. You know, so if we pick home runs, whoever has the most home runs. So we opened up a pack of Topps Fire. No stats in the back.
No stats, yeah.
Yeah, and then I forgot what the next pack were that we did. Same thing. No stats in the back. I was like, what the hell? I go, what happened to the time where every baseball card has stats in the back?
I know, man. God, I love reading stats. Like, just stats on stats. And I say it in a lot of my videos, man. Nolan Ryan cards were the best because – yeah, like 27 years of stats on that fucking back of that card. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I used to have as a kid I didn't PC very much. I was mainly into sets, but I had a small PC of players who had the longest careers. You know, so at that time you're talking about in '90. You know, I was like Jose Cruz, Bert Blyleven, Darrell Evans.
Right.
You know?
Darrell Evans, yes.
Yeah, I had a collection. You know, I used to love to collect the guys who had the biggest stats. You know, like, whoa, this guy's been playing like 40 years, you know? Right. Because everybody else, you could read their stats, how many home runs they hit. Those guys that had all these years, Nolan Ryan, their stats were tiny.
Yep, you know, super tiny. Yep.
Like little micro machine cards.
So your sets in your videos, your sets behind you, what is the first year and what is the current or the latest year you've collected?
The first year I have is 1958, which
Damn.
I just completed.
Yeah, I saw that. Congratulations on that. That's fucking cool that you had a lot of people in the community help you fucking put some of these sets together.
Yeah, the community really helped me out big time at the end because I've been collecting that set for like about 5 or 6 years.
That's cool,
but
man.
I never involved YouTube community in that, and it wasn't until one day where I just really posted like the list, and then people were like, "Oh, I'll help you out," and then all of a sudden it's like people just came out of left field and were sending me cards. I was like, "Whoa, this is
awesome.
Crazy.
That's very cool." How long have you had your YouTube channel?
I think it's about to be 2 years almost.
Oh shit. 2 years and you just fucking went over 1,200 subscribers?
Yeah.
That's sick, man.
Yeah, and there's one thing about the changes in the YouTube community too, like when I first started, because it took me months to reach 100 subscribers.
Oh yeah. Oh, I feel you, brother. I got 150 and I've been doing it for a year.
Yeah. And it seems like now, if you just come in hot and send the right packages, right care packages to the right people and get shout outs, you know, you can reach 100 real quick now.
Yep.
I see a lot of people reaching, 100 subscribers like in 2 months. I was like, oh man, it took me forever to reach 100 subscribers.
Hell yeah. You watch Jen, Baseball Card Babe, right?
Yeah.
She's smashing it out of the park, dude. She's got like 3,500 subscribers right now, and she's just as old as I am in this YouTube game.
Well, it's funny, like, because like when I first started, I've pretty much surpassed as far as subs go, like, 90% of the people that I used to look up to.
For sure.
When I first started, I've surpassed them. And I've seen the same thing with, because Baseball Card Babe came way behind me, like a year behind me. And then I just seen her, boom, shoot up, like, whoa. Like, wow.
Yeah, I think she's filling a good niche. She does awesome PSA subs reveals, but she's also, as far as I know, one of the only females that's doing this. So she's
we have people that come and go. I mean, there's still we still have a league of their own, and then but there's different content and breaking. I know there's a lot of people that like say, oh, like me personally, it's hard for me to watch a person break, a whole box, a whole
100%.
case. okay, when the first product comes out the first day, I'm interested and I want to see it.
Right.
But once I spend a whole day watching people break the product, okay, I've seen enough of it. I'm not gonna watch it,
Yep.
over and over again the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people who love watching that stuff.
That's true. That's true. There's
that's what people.
That's what got me
most
into
people
it.
most people that have like thousands and thousands of subscribers, they're pack breakers.
Yep.
There's a big
100%.
interest in that. It's
100%.
not totally my thing, and I'm not against it, but it's not my thing. Exactly, how I'm saying.
No, yeah, I like a little bit more pure content, or I like getting to know the person behind the hands. That's why I like you and Passion for Cards. You the camera's flipped. I flip the camera sometimes to actually show the person behind the hands, and get to know this person. Because shit, if you're interested and you're subscribing, you're gonna be taking a ride with us motherfuckers for a long time. You might as well get to know a little bit about us and shit like that. Versus it's hard, but people pull it off, and there are plenty of people that I sub to that are pretty much just hands people, but there are a lot that I don't, because they don't keep my attention, unfortunately. And that's just me. But I like to see a little bit more man, I don't want to say effort, because that's mean. I don't want to be sounding mean to anybody and talking shit. I just want to see more of the people, because that's the type of person I am, to like learn about people and shit. I got to see you and how when you're talking to me, how you're waving your hands and your mannerisms and shit like that, and that's just how I learn about people. So for me, that's how it has to be, or otherwise, it's hard to give you more than a few minutes.
Yeah, like my first videos that I started watching that caught my interest, well, let's just say 2 years ago the thing is, I've been watching YouTube for like 3 years, but I didn't start my own channel for like 2 years because I didn't know how. Okay, when it comes to technology, I'm an idiot. All right, give me a tractor and a mower. Oh man, I'm gonna be the best tractor mower operator. But you give me a computer, I'm like, I don't know anything about it. I just don't. It's never interested me. And so technology now is so far ahead, and I don't use it. I'm old school.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just old school, and so.
But that comes through in your authenticity. That's why that's what comes through on your channel. You're authentic, hella authentic. Your old schoolness does show through, if old schoolness is even a fucking word. But you're consistent. You're consistent with your content. Your timing's perfect. Your editing's insane. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like
well, see, that's the thing. I don't have editing. I don't know anything about
you don't have editing. You're like Bruce Lee. You're fighting without fighting, man. You have editing without editing. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, all I do is press the pause button. That's all I have.
Oh my God, bro.
It's like a lot of people tell me. I've had people tell me like, hey, like how do you prepare for your show? Like there's a big thing I always tell people, like, oh, it's not a show. What are you talking about? Like, well, do you have like a transcript? Do you write things down? It's like, I don't write anything down. I go, once an idea comes in my head, I just turn the camera on and then I go from there. I just go from there.
I like it.
Okay, there every once in a while there's things that I do have to plan just because like I need to prepare. Okay, like last night, yesterday, or this morning, whenever the hell it was, you saw that little
your relic
Bryce
video?
Harper.
Oh,
that little Bryce Harper.
Oh my God, 2 thumbs up to that. I lost it, bro. I absolutely lost it. I for legit thought you were just gonna pull this little ass motherfucking piece up. Spoiler alert.
See, like that one, the idea came to me on something that somebody commented on Facebook, something about a relic, and a lot of people were bitching about it. Oh, you're destroying the card and this and that and this and that. I was like, what if you pull the relic out without destroying the card? It was a conversation. I said, I'm going to make a video where I'm just going to tear the card up to pieces, And when I said it on my video, a lot of people were like, no, don't do that, Okay, so like, I don't want to be the dick, on YouTube who's destroying cards, and I don't want to get any negative feedback because,
right.
I just I don't want to create enemies, whatever. So I was like, all right. So then I said, all right, so how can I do this without destroying the card? And then the first thing that came into my head was the toilet paper roll, that comes inside the toilet. And I said, I'm gonna stuff the underwear in the back inside that tube, and I'm gonna pull it out through that little circle.
Perfect, bro.
You know, I cut up that circle on the Bryce Harper, and I said, "Oh, the toilet paper roll will fit perfect." But engineering wise, it just wasn't enough. You know.
So I noticed you made a
material.
box.
Yeah, it wasn't enough material, you know, to glue on. It wouldn't hold. It wasn't strong enough. So then I got a little box, you know, and so it went like that. You know, I went through a couple of bad ideas that didn't work, and then I found that box, like, boom, here it is, boom, just let it go. You know,
that shit is gold, man. Absolutely gold. What other stuff do you collect? Just baseball?
No. As far as collecting goes, I mean, I collect comic books. I used to be a be a big Star Wars buff.
There you go.
I have my Hot Wheels.
There you go.
I don't consider myself a bobblehead collector, but when you have like 300 of them, people tend to call you a bobblehead collector. But it's like the thing with my Hot Wheels, my comic books, is I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
I just buy them because I like them. I don't. Baseball cards, I read about them. I learn about them. I'm interested in them. You know, the stories they tell. Baseball cards, I learned the details. But with everything else, it's just, I guess it's inside me to be a hoarder. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I have 2 boxes filled with comic books I have no idea about. But when you tell me $5 or $8 for all of these, I'm going to buy those, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm
going to buy them and look at them and shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, when I see a great deal, I'm taking it, you know, and I'll admire it, you know, and I'm not big into preservation.
Right.
And I know that's a bad thing. I know that's a bad thing. I'll accept that. If you tell me, hey, that's a bad thing, I say, yeah, it is, but it's just the way I am. You know what I mean? I was a poor kid coming up, you know, and I didn't take care of my shit, you know, and I take care of it more than I used to, but not to the extreme where I'm, you know, put everything in a slab. You know?
I know you were one of those guys that drew on your cards or cut them up to fucking make them your own and shit like that, and probably had some Franken cards or something, you know.
Well, the thing was, I mean, you know, it's like I try not to take credit for anything I do, because in reality, not like if everything I do is original. I mean, I see shit and I adapt, you know, and
100%.
Yeah, and there used to be a baseball. I guess it wasn't Beckett, but baseball card price guide, or you know, there was quite a few back in the 80s.
Yeah,
there was
like
a lot of price
Tough
guides.
Stuff and Sports
Hot
Card
stuff. But one of them had always had a page where they would vandalize baseball cards. You know what I mean, and make them funny.
Oh yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Put a surfboard on the guy. So I used to do that as a kid. You know, I mean, my whole room when I was in high school, 2 of my walls were taped up 100% covered in baseball cards that I taped.
Jesus.
You know, my mom used to bring me tape from work, so that was why I was able to do that. But my trash cans, my books, everything I had was covered in baseball cards. And so basically I was using real baseball cards. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I had a real Will Clark 86, you know, cut up, you know, cut his silhouette out and taped to my trash can, you know, stuff like that. And it wasn't a big thing to me back then. You know, now if money is the only thing that concerns you, I can see why you would take offense to it, or like, hey, you ruined a piece of history. It's like 80s cards, come on. Every 80s card, there's billions of them.
Yes, you know? Yes.
I'm not taking anything away from the world if I cut up a Will Clark rookie, you know, because there's billions of them.
You know how many I put in the spokes of my tires of my bike so it would sound like a motorcycle or a dirt bike and shit?
My bike that I have right now, I have 2 Jeff Kents, you know, cards in my spokes.
That's awesome. Fucking 2 Jeff Kents. And what is he? What is he? A giant?
Yeah, and a giant.
Yep, for sure. That's great. Oh shit! So you're having a contest for 1,200 subscribers. Is there any news on that I can drop here live, or are you still trying to figure that out?
No, and if you can help me out, that'd be great. But I was gonna do. I was thinking of having people do the worst players at every position. But Caleb's cards, I don't know if you follow Caleb's cards. He's a TTMer, a big autograph guy.
No.
And he did that contest. He just dropped it this morning. So I was like, well, there goes that idea.
That's done.
So I'm going to think of something else. I don't know what to think of. But first, I got to find prizes. And, man, right now, shit, the project that I'm taking on of organizing all my cards is
Yeah.
bigger than I thought, and it's
Man,
huge, you know.
I bet. I remember you flashed over some of the mail that you had to go through, and it was piles on piles on piles
Yeah.
of shit you didn't even open yet. It's like, Jesus Christ, how do you even organize this shit? Because I have
Yeah, it's
problem with
hard.
like, nothing coming in. It's like, Jesus.
And it's hard. It's a curse. Believe me, it's a
It's
curse. You know,
organized
it is.
chaos for sure.
Well,
Absolutely.
because the thing is, I'm a set collector.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm a baseball fan first. You know, I love baseball, and my favorite team in baseball is just the Dodgers. Okay, but they're not my life. You know, I mean,
Right.
they're my favorite team. I want them to win every time. I'm their big, one of the biggest fans. But but I'm a set collector. So all I wanted as far as Dodgers PC goes was a team set for every year.
Oh
You know what I mean?
shit. Yeah.
So, and I have an album already, with every 80s and 90s cards of every Dodger, every team set. But people send me like, they'll send
Dodgers
me
on
like
Dodgers on
300 Dodgers and
Dodgers.
Dodgers, and they're like, what do I do with these? Because I don't have a Dodgers box. I do now. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
It's not something I planned on. I've never had like a Dodgers box in my life. Never. You know?
Well, that's because none of us have a use for a Corey Seager, but if I send it to you, I might get the chance that you're going to open up my fucking package on mail and say, Corey Seager, Corey Seager, Corey Seager.
Yeah, that's a reality. That's a reality with care packages, A lot of people send you care packages, you can shout their name out,
Yep,
It's
100%.
just a reality.
100%.
And I do feel that obligation to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Every care package that people send me, and this is life. This is life. This is real life. And sometimes when I get home, I don't feel like doing a mail day. You know what I mean? I might have a week. I might have a week where I might have a mail day coming in, but I want to do your mail day justice. You know what I mean? I don't want to do your mail day on a piece of shit day that I'm having, and I give it a good effort. You know what I mean?
100%. I know exactly what you mean.
So sometimes I'll get backed up, man.
Yeah. Well, that's good that you do that, because I have shot a couple vids that I didn't even put up because it's just like, forcing that shit out, and it just sounds fucking ridiculous, and you can hear it in my voice that I'm just not into it, and so learn not to do that shit. Let it pile up, do what you got to do, and fire it off when you're in the mood and you're feeling it and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing with Pepino Man. Pepino Man is pretty much a persona. You know what I mean?
Man, I hear you.
It's a YouTube creation. If you watch my first videos that I ever did, I didn't show my face. I was doing the same thing that majority of the other people are doing, is just showcasing their cards.
Yep.
So that's where all my videos are about. I mean, but I was making like 3 or 4 videos a day. I'd wake up at 2 a.m. and go make a video. I couldn't keep my mind off of YouTube and making videos. Once I learned how to do that, it's like, so I started making videos up to Wahoo, man. But that's all I was doing was just showing my card. But I would get like 4 views. 6 views, the longest time. And at first I was trying to be like, I don't give a fuck, That's cool.
I know, right? Yeah,
just after a couple months, like, what the fuck?
Don't bother
after a couple months, it's like, motherfuckers don't like me? What, Because I'm Mexican?
Right.
So,
through it.
So then I started, and then I started pretty much, I guess, if you want subs, you kind of have to conform to what works. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
So I started taking advice from people. I was one of those people that asked, okay, everybody's done that. Everybody's done that. What do I need to do, to get more subs?
Yeah.
And Ricky Russo used to love my videos, man. He was like one of the first people, and he was like a legend back then, and still is. But he was like, make your videos short.
Yeah.
So I started trying to make the habit of keeping all my videos under 5 minutes, And here's the thing, I don't know if people know this or if it's just my service, but so one of the reasons I used to always make my video short after I did that was because when I would make a video back then that was 15 minutes long, and I would use my Wi-Fi and download it, it would take like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But what I found out was, if I took it off the Wi-Fi and just used my regular fucking Metro piece of shit service, it took minutes. It took minutes.
No shit.
So now I I turn off my Wi-Fi every time I'm gonna upload a video, and it uploads like in 3 minutes.
Nice.
But before, it would have to be like, okay, I'm downloading the video, leave my phone right next to the, to the Wi-Fi.
To the router, yeah.
Yeah, leave it right next to it. Hopefully, and go do dishes or, do the laundry or mow the lawn or something. I only do manly things. I was just kidding about the laundry and dishes.
Well, what made you turn the camera around and just be like, hey, what the fuck's up, people? When did Cesario from the Barrio fucking show up?
You know what? At first, I think I was embarrassed of my beard. Because I almost never had a beard. I only grew a beard during the end of the baseball season in October. So that's what I'm saying. I had a beard when I made my first video, so I know it was after October. And so it's around this time when I made my first video. I think it was in November, right before Christmas. Because the thing was, I think when I first joined YouTube, most of the people on YouTube had money.
For sure.
Most everybody on YouTube were high-end collectors.
Yeah.
So when I was asking people, hey, I want to make videos. What do I need to make a video? Everybody was like, well, you need a computer. I didn't have a computer. Oh, if you don't have a computer, just use your iPad. I don't have an iPad.
Yep.
Oh, you're fucked. That's what I hear all the time. So for, 6 months, I mean, that's what I heard. Like, oh, there's nothing you can do. You need a computer or an iPad. Everybody told me that. And it wasn't until Nate put his Facebook, said he had a Facebook page on one of his videos. So I, gave him a private message on Facebook. And I asked him, and he said, oh, I just use my phone. And I was like, what? I was like, yes, that's simple. And boom. So I just started making videos. And that's how I took off, that's how I got started on making my videos. But I was watching YouTube for a long time before I made my first video.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
So it was a response video that somebody actually said, I want to see your face. So that's the first time I turned my camera around. And then after that, I said, well, fuck it, might as well do it all the time now,
And then you just started bringing out the props or what?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people
slowly evolved. Obviously, it slowly evolved into what it is today, right?
Yeah. Everything. When I first started watching YouTube videos, I had already been, dealing with baseball cards and other people and making videos on Instagram. The whole video thing, making videos, I've been doing that my whole life. It's not something I just started doing for YouTube.
Right. Understood.
I've been doing that on Instagram and Facebook. For years, even when I was a kid, I have videos of me. I used to take my aunt's camera everywhere, and we used to just make videos.
Do me a favor, shout out your Instagram. Do you still use it now or not as much? What's your Instagram?
It's Caesar, CESAR Carbajal, CARBAJAL .92. Caesar Carbajal 92 with a dot.
Why don't you just have it like? I gotta make it so hard.
Caesar Carbajal .92.
I got you. I guess it ain't that hard, but you're just.
The spelling, my last
way easier. But anyway,
I've been doing that forever. And say all my wrestling masks. I already had most of my wrestling masks before YouTube. Because on Instagram, there's this group of millionaire golf course owners, and that's all they did was go around playing golf in wrestling masks.
What?
So so they're called the masked golfers of Instagram, MGI.
That's awesome.
So one day, I asked them, I was following them for a while, and I said, hey man, I want to join your group, man. And they're all like, oh yeah, do you have wrestling masks? So I started buying them, and just to be in their group. So I was making videos of me golfing, hanging from a tree upside down and hitting shots. I was just making a bunch of videos of doing that stuff. So when I came to YouTube, I already had a lot of the props, that you would call props now. But I didn't start out. I wanted to not go that route, I wanted to. That's why, there's a guy, Cubs fan. I forgot he has a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
Cubs fan. All he does is drink beer and talk about cards. That was what I wanted to do.
Right. He did right.
That's what I wanted to do. But reality-wise, it's just reality. So you gotta, pick and choose what you want. If I wanted to do that, I gotta be happy with having 300 subscribers.
Yep.
But the competition in me says I want to have 3,000 subscribers one day.
100%.
So that's when I started asking, what do you guys want to see? What stupid shit do I have to do to earn some subscribers? You know? So, you know, like, so then I started, okay, I'm going to spice it up. And so, like I said, when I first started on YouTube, I was doing TTMs because on Instagram, I was known as a TTMer through the mail.
Gotcha.
Because anytime I bought cards, I sent cash through the mail. Okay? So I was known as a TTMer. Back then, you know, 5 years ago on Instagram, a TTMer was a person who bought cards sending cash through the mail.
Right.
So I was a TTMer. So when I was on YouTube, that's one of the first things I looked up, TTM baseball cards.
Through the mail.
Well,
Gotcha.
Yeah. So on YouTube, it was a totally different thing. It was people who are, you know, searching autographs through the mail. So I came across, that's how I came across Michael, was one of the first people because he's a TTMer, Troy Rudder, and Ellis Cards was like one of the first people I started watching a lot of his videos. And that's how he starts off all his videos. Yo, yo, yo. So where did Pepino Man get yo, yo, yo? I straight out fucking copied that. So, you know, with no shame off some guy Ellis Cards.
Right.
So you go watch Ellis Cards. He starts off every video like that. And I just straight out copied his ass.
100%. Sounds like Parkside LI-88 went one step further with yo, 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 yo.
Yeah, he just fucking doubled that shit up.
He fucking convulses. Yo, 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 yo.
I don't know if he's just trying to say yo, yo, yo 2 times and stuttering, right. You know, or that's by design.
Right. Maybe we shouldn't be laughing at it.
Yeah, you know, so like everything that I do, you know, like, okay, video.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize I was saying it like that, you know, when I first made my videos. And then some guy, Serenity 50 Sports Cards, he started like commenting all the time, like, oh, that was a great video. I was like, I didn't realize I was saying it like that. So I went and looked back, and I was like, damn, I guess I do have an accent that I'm not aware of, you know? So, like, everything I have, you know, is you know, just everything that I do on YouTube has been, like, the whole Corey Seager thing. You know, one time,
just evolved.
I bought some guy just gave me a great deal on a lot of Corey Seager cards, Corey Seager autographs, you know?
Yep.
And so, and I think it was like 5 of them that I bought at one time. So I did that little Mexican editing that I do, you know, that cheap fucking Mexican editing with the pause, where I just held up one card and I said, Corey Seager, paused it.
Yeah.
You know, grabbed the other card real quick, you know, 1 second, Corey Seager. Did that with all 5 cards, you know? And then I showed my friends on Facebook. I said, hey, look at how I got all these Corey Seagers, and I put that bit of the video on our Facebook group. So then everybody on that Facebook group, every time they see me, they all, Corey Seager, Corey Seager, Corey Seager.
Right.
So then I started doing that on YouTube. You know, it's like everything has a creation, you know, everything has a little story behind it, you know.
And what's cool about it.
Totally Pepino Man is just a creation of YouTube, you know, and ideas and insight that people give me.
That's what's cool about being there at the beginning for some of these channels, to go through that evolution with you. You know, like I have to ask you about kind of where I wish I would have seen that first video and shit like that, you know, and seen the evolution of all these things. Cause I think a lot of people find themselves doing that. And, you know, once, like you said, once you do it once, you just kind of always fucking end up doing that shit. It starts becoming like a catchphrase and shit. Yeah,
and I mean, I got tired of it, you know, because everybody was sending me Corey Seager cards.
Yeah, 100%.
They want me to say that, and I got to a point where like I made a video and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm fucking serious.
Right.
I want to stop doing that. You guys think I should?" And everybody like, "No, keep doing it." You know, it's like
gonna make him send more. It's gonna make him send more if you ask him not to.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, you know, that's the same thing with cussing. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, it's fucking awesome that I can fucking cuss right now like a fucking sailor, you know?
100%.
Because I cussed a little bit because I remember Nate used to cuss, you know, on his videos. He still does, but nobody gives him anything about it. But there's certain people, like, they cuss a lot. And you always hear people in the comments, hey, you shouldn't cuss. Or
Yep.
So I've kind of conformed to that. I was like, but it'd be nice if I could have a different channel maybe, you know what I mean? Where I could be more myself, because there's so many people, hey, my kids love watching your videos. It's like, so I always have that in the back of my head, you know?
Yeah, I wonder if that's why it's slow rolling for me to get going, because I swear and cuss, but I don't mean to. You know, I'm
No,
not I'm not
but that's
like just
exactly what I'm
yelling at
saying.
somebody and like being mean about it. It's just a fucking word, like right there. You know, it's just a word that I use to fill in real quick, and and it's just
It gets my point across, right?
right, and it does for sure. But I
I either
wonder
have to
that.
yell or say fuck.
I wonder that 100% if there's these little kids
Oh
that
yeah,
can't even
and I
watch
do believe that.
their parents just block
Yeah.
like mature videos, and so they're not even getting a chance to see this greatness. But maybe they
Yeah.
should wait till they're 18 anyway. But fucking a.
But and I do believe that. That's what I was saying is like, do do I want to be myself and have like 300 subscribers, or do I want to conform, and have 3,000 subscribers?
Right.
It's like
And I
one or
want
the
to.
other.
I like to. I had big dreams and aspirations, but YouTube's making it harder and harder to like make money off of ads and shit. So for me, that's never going to happen, because you legitly have to obtain 1,000 subscribers within 12 months and 4,000 hours of watch time in
Oh
12
shit.
months. Yeah, man, it's fucking hard. Like if you're in before they've changed everything, you're good, but it's really hard now. So it's like I just want to create content that people like. I want to have I have 150 subscribers today, and every video I want to have at least like 100 views on. I don't want to have 1,000 subscribers but only have like 120 views on videos and shit like that, because I'm not retaining them, which means I'm not interesting in shit. So my view on like how many subscribers I have is starting to change, because I really like worried about it in the beginning, but it's like, fuck it, if they don't come, they don't come, and it's their loss. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know how else to obtain it. I put out a pretty decent product, and I'm as real as it comes. My collection is not, maybe that's a little bit part of it too, is my collection isn't very high end. Like, do people really want to watch fucking some dude showing his cards with dudes with beards and collect, dudes making catches at the walls and fucking Jose Canseco and shit? So, maybe I'm just finding out I'm not as interested as I thought I was. A big old kick to the face and shit. So it's like, fuck, man.
Just show your dick, and you'll get a bunch of subscribers.
Right. Probably not, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, well, shit, if I don't have 1,000 subscribers, man, that means I'm not making it, and it means my shit is not interesting. It's not worth talking about. But I'm also not doing video responses, and I'm also not like sending out care. Like you said, there's some tactics to do that, to get more like someone like you with a lot of clout in the community to say my name and to send them my way and shit. And I don't want to say buy some subscribers, or sort of like but there's just, like you said, there's this checklist and these tactics and kind of things you got to do to get there that I'm not doing enough of. So there's a lot of things, I guess, on my end as to why I only have 150 subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, it gives the people what they want,
For
and
sure.
when you're a unique person, you don't fit in the masses.
That's true. That's true.
So that's what I'm saying. It is what it is. Like, I'm pretty sure that if I was myself, if I started a new channel where I could just be myself, cuss, and do all the ideas that I've came across before that I have to X because I got kids watching,
Right.
it might be a small channel, but it'd be funny as fuck, but it won't be for everybody.
Right.
Even my channel now, I do a lot of shit that's not for everybody. I know there's gonna be a lot of people who are like, I'm fucking annoying as fuck to, like, shut that fucking bell,
Oh my God. At night, motherfucker. At night, I'm like, yeah, I'm smoking some weed. I'm fucking, let's watch some, videos from the crew. Get to your vids, and I'm watching it and shit. And you got to turn it up because you're talking. And then out of nowhere, you ring this fucking bell. It wakes up like my wife and everybody. It's like, God damn it. I should know on these fucking mail day videos to just fucking be ready for that bell.
Yeah, see, like the bell, even the bell. My daughter bought me that cowbell at a thrift store. She saw it for like $1.
That's
He
awesome.
bought it for me.
That's awesome.
And I had it in the back in my room before I moved in my old house. I had it on my dresser, you know, and a video that I was making. And somebody said, "Hey, is that a commented, is that a cowbell in the back?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just got it for Christmas." "Oh man, you should ring that cowbell every time you get a mail day." Boom.
Boom.
That idea was born.
Done.
You know what I mean? I didn't think of it. I had that cowbell for a month before I started using it. Somebody said, "We should use that cowbell." And boom, you know, the legend of the Pepino cowbell was born.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm talking with Pepino Man, the GOAT of the YouTube baseball card entertainment community. How many other podcasts have you been on, bro? Can you name a couple?
Well, I've been
on a
on
couple of the channels.
Mike O, and I've been on Mike Baseball Card Collector.
Cool.
I think that's about it.
Baseball Card Collector is the one. Does he have like his YouTube Hall of Fame? Is that him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a big thing. That I remember when he did that, the YouTube Hall of Fame, I had 500 subscribers. And when he did that YouTube Hall of Fame thing, I shot up above 800 like in less than a week.
Oh, no shit.
That was like huge. Same thing with Mike, because I remember I had more subscribers than Mike when he made that video. And after that video, he reached 1,000 before I did. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Easily. Like he shot up big time. But that was great. I really commend him for the job that he did. You know, he even got dressed up and he had like a nice speech, and
that's awesome.
Great job. He did a great job with that. I mean, kudos to him for that.
That's cool. I've seen you like live a few times with Pack Wars and shit like that, where I, as the viewer, get to see like you and Mike O and maybe what are those? Maybe the Up North Collectors.
Oh yeah,
the dude in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've seen that, and I've seen a few other times. I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know everything about YouTube yet. I want to actually, it's one of my goals to reach out to Mike O, who I've seen do that, and ask him and try to have him like show me how to do that. So maybe next time we do a podcast, it's, you know, we're talking in, you know, videos instead of just audio.
Yeah. Like I used to see other people do it before. And then when I asked them how do they do it, they basically recorded it first. Like say they would do a Skype and then record it, watching it off their iPad or the computer, just record the screen.
Okay.
But the way Mike O does it, he does it the same thing, but while he's recording, he has his iPad and he's looking at his iPad instead of the computer screen or something else, you know?
Oh, okay.
So we're not all three at the same time together, exactly how it looks on, you know?
Oh,
he's actually looking at his iPad and, you know, he's got a couple things going on. For some reason, nobody has a way to do it the way we want. Like, hey, let's just all get on and make a video. Like, it's
right,
not
like a Google Hangout.
Well, it's not possible. You have to do you have to rig it, you know, to do something else.
For sure. Like right now, I'm recording myself talking. But I just got this weird ass setup over here. But like when I edit all this out, I'll have a big, like in the bottom right hand corner, not a whole screen or anything, but I'll at least have myself seeing, you know, like being able to, the viewer will be able to see me talking. But I just don't have a way. Like I would literally need you to record yourself just talking right now, you know, and then like send me that file and then I could, you know, fuck with it. But that's asking a lot of every guest that, you know, and that's just too much. So I just go with the audio only for the guest. And then, you know, like whenever we're talking about certain subjects or cool things, I'll try to find those things on the internet when I'm editing it and pop them up on the screen at least. So, you know, if the person...
one time I was on baseball. Oh man, Double D Talk. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dustin Bellinger and Dustin Abraham.
No,
but they haven't done it in a while. But they started doing this Double D, and when they wanted me to do a piece, I had to send them video. Like they would ask me a bunch of questions, and then I had to do video responses, and then they were gonna edit it into their show.
I see.
But my old phone, I was having problems. I couldn't figure out how to erase the memory because, like I said, I'm a technological idiot. So I could only make like 2-minute videos at a time.
Yeah.
So I had to, and they wanted like 15 minutes of material. You know what I mean? So I basically, I had to send them like, you know, 22 2-minute videos, and they had to splice them together and make them try to look like one video.
That's awesome. Hell
So
yeah.
they did a lot of work, you know, to work with me because I was just not a good place at a good place making videos at that time.
What about like I'm a low end collector? I wrote down that I wanted to see if you remembered because actually this is how I got back into kind of collecting. I was YouTubing while I was dropping a fucking Disnews. I YouTubed like baseball cards just to see kind of where the hobby was at, and for some reason, have you heard of KG Sports Cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason his shit popped right up, so I was like, sure, whatever. It was like 3 minutes long. And I watched him open up a pack of Topps Dynasty, and I was like, "Damn, this is where cards are." Shit,
Yeah.
you know, like but see, to like on my first time watching that shit, I was like, "Oh, damn, man, it's like $40 for a pack now, and you only get one fucking card."
Yeah.
Then I found out that pack was 500 fucking bucks, man. I couldn't fucking believe it. That Topps Dynasty was unreal. But then that got me watching more because that was shit that I couldn't ever buy. There's no way I'm ever going to be in that fucking arena, you know? So that got me watching his shit. And then I slowly found everybody else, and I was like, shit.
All right. See, like
I want to make my own vids too.
the first video of like that I just kind of went on my own. I remember the first time I went to YouTube to watch a video was because somebody on Instagram posted the link to that little movie clip. I forgot what it's called, a little card shop or something about a little card shop in New York.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really cool, man. It's just like it's called the baseball card movie, I think.
Okay.
So check that out. That was the very, very first YouTube baseball card related video I saw that where I clicked on the link on Instagram and it sent me to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a baseball card movie. And so then after that, the next video I watched was some guy show me your hits. He doesn't make videos anymore. Dude was fucking hilarious, all right? And he would just go on these rants. All these videos were just fucking rants about the baseball card community and how YouTube is going to shit now. And he hated, you know, like all these card boxes, the card crate, you know, and the loot locker.
Crate,
and,
yep.
Yeah, he hated all these because, and he would show you all these facts. I mean, he did his homework and he would post up numbers. Okay, like so even say like Silver Jackify. Okay, and I love Silver Jackify, and there's nothing bad against him. But he would say like, okay, this guy is Silver Jackify. He has so many subscribers. He gets a hit every time he gets a box. He gets a hit because he's making all these videos and he's advertising for them. And he would show all these other examples of all these other YouTubes that would subscribe to those. And every time they get one of those boxes, they will get a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, so, and then I have 20 other friends who ordered the same fucking box. You know, nobody got shit. You know what I mean? He would just talk about like, these people are doing it on purpose. You know, loot locker, card crate. They send hits that they know are guaranteed hits to the guy with a lot of subscribers.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have a lot of subscribers, you're going to be asked the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
And he made this one video that I had the idea with this Bryce Harper card that I mean, because you saw how I cut out, you know, basically where his face goes, that little circle.
Yep.
But he made a box. He's like, hey, if you guys fucking like getting scammed and buying these box services, he's like, here, I got one called the fart box. And he cut out a little hole in the side of the box, and he would fuck with this. Here, he's like, you fuck it. You can fuck this box, you know. And he's like, because that's what you're doing. You're getting fucked. I mean, and he was always ranty, man, but he was educational. He's one of those people that was saying, like, you know, that let me know, like, about quality. He's how do these fucking motherfuckers have 10,000 subscribers, but you look at the comments and they have 2 comments?
Yeah.
He's like, because they fucking buy their subscribers.
They bought their subscribers.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, I give more props to a person that has fucking 100 subscribers, but they got 30 comments.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. 100%. That's the kind of YouTuber I aspire to be, is the 100 subscribers with 30 comments. I just want to have a more interactive community. 100%.
Yeah, to me that's success. You know, is your comments. How many people actually watched it?
Yeah.
You're gonna get a view. I guess if somebody watches half the video or is not even paying attention to it.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Even if they click on it, you'll just get a fucking view. That's for sure. But when you look at your analytics on that video and it's like fucking for me a 14-minute video, which you got me thinking maybe I should be shortening my shit up, but I am too long-winded and I talk way too fucking much to make a video that's too fucking short. Except in the morning, of course. But when I start talking about my collection and the hobby and shit like that, all my baseball card videos are well over fucking 5 minutes. Now they're all well over 10 minutes. So I got to fucking rein that shit in. That's for sure. But fuck, I forgot what I was just talking about. Shit.
Yeah, my videos are getting longer a little bit. I've noticed, but
I think the 6-7 minute range is good though. Shit,
yeah,
you know that you retain the information and people are waiting to fucking when you get to the end anyway, because then they're waiting for all the fucking.
Well, I've noticed. I've been breaking my own fucking rules and shit, like because I've always had this thing. Like I watch the time on people who make videos. And if by 2 minutes you haven't shown a fucking card,
oh man,
you know. And now I've noticed I've been doing that. I look at my time, like, oh shit, I've been for 2 minutes. I haven't shown a card either.
Yeah,
you know?
I caught myself just a few vids ago. I was just fucking monologuing. I was like, holy shit, it's fucking like 4 minutes in here, and it's just a still shot. Like, I am so sorry if you're even here. Like, fucking, I commend you. I would have left. Shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean. There's very few people that watch, you know. That's one of the things. There was a guy, JMVP, when he came on the scene, he was really big for a while, and then he just kind of just doesn't post as much. But he used to say that all the time in his videos when he would do a break, and you know, and he wants to show every card. He's like, I'm gonna do a break, and I'm gonna show every card just because I think that's what you got to do.
Right.
But when I watch a break video, I fast forward.
I fast forward to the
recap.
end.
He's so if you want to watch every card, watch it.
Yeah.
But if you're like me, I don't mind if you know, boom, go all the way to the end and watch the recap. Because that's all you want to see is the hits.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But, you know, I guess some of the people I watch, you know, I don't mind listening to their voice. Like I always give Victor Negron props. He's just got this voice of an angel for some reason to me. I could listen to him talk all day long.
Well, he talks about every fucking card. Like, he knows his shit.
He does.
He knows his shit.
Yep.
And he's not rambling. You know, there's other people that, like, go off the subject. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Isn't this a baseball card video?
Yep.
You know?
Yep. He had just busted open or got some sort of a big group of, like, 93 or 94 Topps Finest basketball. And he was going through every card, and I didn't mind it because he was saying shit about every player, and that's my era. So I was fucking agreeing. I was sitting there nodding my head to my, you know, my fucking computer monitor. I was like, yes, you're right. You know, everything he was saying was things I would have said. So I was like, sweet, subscribe. You know, we've been fucking friends ever since. Just a lot of cool people out there that share a lot of the same interests, you know, and you know, like a lot of us that have channels, like it might have played a role in your creating the channel too, but for me it was you run out of people kind of around you to talk to about your, you know, I guess you could call it like addiction. You know, nobody around me wants to consistently hear about my Jose Canseco cards, you know, and all this other shit. So, but YouTube allows me to jump into a community that doesn't mind me fucking rambling and talking about my shit, you know, and they actually talk back. So this fucking community is awesome. It was just like, it really wasn't what I started the whole BrahjCast as like a podcast just to talk to people that were like smarter than me, or like to talk to real people in like real areas that I was interested in. And because the people that I'm around, we can all just bounce ideas off each other, but none of us are like PhDs or real politicians or anything like that. We all just think we know shit. So that's what that, you know, went to. But then, like, you know, once I did about 10 of those, and then of course I found that's when I took that magical deuce and watched that KG Sports Cards video, and I was like, man, I want to fucking break some cards on, you know, and show my Jose Canseco cards and shit like that. And then boom, that's when basically I just turned into a baseball card related channel. But I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in the beginning. I had no idea. There was no clue about, or there was no idea, or it was not in the mix at all about, oh yeah, maybe I'll do some baseball cards and show my shit. I didn't think that shit even existed. I thought baseball card hobby was done. It was crap, and that there was nobody even doing shit, you know. So I had no clue. So
yeah, that's what I thought. Hey,
It's
I
really
honestly
cool.
thought baseball was dead. Baseball
Yeah.
cards were dead.
Yeah.
You know, for me, timetable wise, it's easy to remember when I first got back into the hobby because it was 2004. My first fucking check I got from the Dodgers. My first fucking check I got from working for them. We went
Nice.
to the mall. I was like, all happy. I've been poor my whole life, you know, and that's a good thing. That's why I
Yep.
have a lot of fucking friends because I grew up
Yep.
in apartments and shit. We fucking
Yep.
had 100 kids playing baseball, football, tag, you know, anything on the streets and shit. I mean, I had a
Yep.
good ass fucking childhood. Poor as fuck, but fucking fun as fuck.
Yep.
And when I got my first Dodger check, you know, I mean, it was probably like $200, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, woo!" You know what I mean? This is extra money.
Spend
You know what I
that
mean?
shit.
It's extra money. It's like not been in my budget ever before. I have a
Fresh
second
pair
job.
of
$200.
J's? What'd you
We went to
buy?
the mall. We went to the mall, man, and I bought. I think in the end it was like $35 or $40 worth of cards. And my wife was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yep.
And I've collected baseball cards like I said my whole life, and me and my wife, I met her while I was in the Army, and then after I got out of the Army, I did my time. I moved in with her, and we were living at her parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just me personally, I mean, that's just what happens when you live in the ghetto. You know, it's like
100%.
I just didn't have high self-esteem as far as like I never pictured myself being middle class or being rich. I just always thought like this is how it is for us. This is what we do. We live with our parents. When they die, we stay in their house. You know,
Yeah.
I was living with my in-laws, and that seemed like the plan when I was 24 years old. Like, it looks like we're gonna stay here paying $100 rent. You know, fucking making minimum wage, but it's a good life because I'm only paying $100 rent. You know.
Yep.
And that's just the way I thought life was gonna be forever. You know, because that's what everybody else was doing. Everybody else I knew. You know, they're still living with their parents or their in-laws. It's just the way it was. You know, in the hood. And so when I got that first check, I told my wife, let's go to the mall, you know, I'll buy you anything you fucking want, you know. But back then, what the fuck did she want? You know, a pair of Levi's, you know, that cost $50. That's splurging for us. That was splurging. And then there was a baseball card kiosk. You know what I mean? And I walked up to it, and they had an 85 Roger Clemens rookie.
Woo!
You know,
Fire.
And it was for $5. I was like, what? I was like, that's like a fucking $80 card. This guy's an idiot. This guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean?
I'll take 20, sir.
So, you know, I bought a bunch of cards. I bought like $40, and my wife just thought like I was an idiot. Like, why? And so all this time that me and my wife, at that time, we were living in a little apartment. We had just barely moved out of my in-laws. Because now I got a second job. Now we can actually afford to have our own place.
Where is this? What city is all this? This is all in like Cali, right?
Yeah, this is all LA County.
LA,
so
okay. Gotcha.
We moved out to an apartment, and that was like our first check. And I was like, yeah, you know, we have money, man. This fucking splurge. We got $200 fucking money to burn, you know? You know, it's like, you know, it is shit. I mean, I'm still poor. It's like when I get my income tax, that's the only time I'm ever a thousandaire. I'm a fucking thousandaire, motherfucker.
Woof,
you know what I mean?
Right? Just fucking bling bling. Every time I come out, Roger City, bling bling. Buying boxes on boxes. What's up?
So at that time, all our shit, we had all my baseball cards had already been in storage for like 8-10 years.
Damn.
You know, the whole time I was with my wife, they were just sitting in storage at a public storage.
No shit.
And but those first cards that I bought, like, whoa, baseball cards, and it just, you know, and I bought a Beckett. I remember we went to the Barnes and Nobles, bought a Beckett magazine, and I just got back into the hobby
instantly.
But I was looking at it was a trip, you know, because I didn't understand it. I remember we went to Target. And the very first pack I bought was a pack of 2004 Donruss, and I still have the cards in the same order that I bought them in a box. It has a Tony Gwynn relic and a Miguel Cabrera relic.
Damn.
That was the very first pack I bought in 2004 when I got back into the hobby, but I did not know what they were.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I got those cards, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know? And I just put them away in a box. I didn't know shit about them, you know? And so when I got back into the hobby, I was just buying the cards that I thought as a kid I could never have. You know, everybody who collected in the 80s and 90s knows that feeling.
That's what I did.
Jose Canseco, man, was worth $120.
$120.
that was something I thought I would never in my life own.
Straight up, brother. Straight up.
It like, to me, it's like I tell people, it's like fucking, it's like I'm living the American fucking dream right now. I fucking have a Mickey Mantle that I thought was only for rich people. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm living the life that I dreamed of as a kid. Those are my dream cards. I wanted a Mickey Mantle. You know, I wanted a Mickey Mantle autograph. I have those now. It's like my life is complete.
Right.
You know, I gotta set new goals now.
Right.
Like, it's fucked up.
Done so.
I gotta set new goals. I reached my goals, man.
Right.
I've surpassed my goals. You know what I mean?
89 Fleer Fuckface, 89 Upper Deck Griffey Jr., 86 $120. These are all cards I could never get as a kid either, and these are some of the first things I copped as an adult with a fucking job as soon as I got back into this business. Right away, I'm passing on all these other bullshits, Ronald Acuna's and Show Hizzle Tizzle right now. I was just trying to acquire Sandberg rookies, Boggs rookies, all these cards that, you know, they were only 10, 20 bucks, 30, 40, some of them, but out of this world for someone my age at that time. A Ricky Henderson rookie? Come on. I finally acquired that at a card show last or maybe this year. I was so fucking stoked, bro. So stoked. So happy about that fucking card. Like, happier than somebody pulling. Well, I shouldn't say that, like, but just I was through the fucking moon with those, just acquiring those, you know, and just brought back a rush of emotions and feelings and shit.
See, like awesome. Me, I'm not a very nostalgic guy, okay? I don't, I mean, I am a nostalgic guy, but not when it comes to baseball cards. There's really not very many baseball cards that say, oh, I remember, you know, this and that. I you know, baseball cards to me is a baseball card memory, but it's, you know, I do hear, okay, let's say, what's that guy's name? Giuseppe. He's constantly, I don't know if you ever seen him or followed him, but he's constantly talking about nostalgia cards. Like, every time he sees a card, oh, this reminds me when I was 14 years old. You know, it's like, I don't really have that nostalgic feeling, you know, that because baseball is my life. I've been playing baseball, and I think about these baseball memories all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes
it's rare that I pick up a card like, oh, shit, this reminds me of 83. I haven't thought about that since 83. It's like, no, I think about 83 all the fucking time. You know what I mean? So it's not as big as nostalgic, but the dream, to me, it's just a dream. Like, when I first picked up my 84 Donruss, you know, Don Mattingly, like 2 years ago, I'm not fucking lying. That was the first 84 Don Mattingly I had ever seen in my life.
No shit.
In my life.
I'm
talking about, you know, I should probably show a fucking Beckett from the 80s and 90s and show how many baseball card shows there were around my neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I did every fucking weekend. I would steal fucking bikes, you know, to go to the fucking card shows, you know? And that's not a lie either, okay? Let me tell you a secret. I used to have a friend named MacGyver, right? We used to call him MacGyver. He was like the only white guy at our school because pretty much everybody was Mexican. He was like one of the only white guys in our school, and so everybody called him MacGyver because his hair was kind of long, looked like MacGyver.
Right.
And he used to always have all these fucking bikes, and I was like, how the fuck do you get all these bikes? And and he showed me this little key ring, right? And it had 10 master keys. It had 10 master keys. He's all these master locks. There's only 10 keys that exist. So go to the we go to the Home Depot, and every case of master locks, well, it has the same lock and the same key for every, you know. So if say it has 1,000 master locks in there, they all have the same key. There's only 10 versions. He told me there's only 10, it was like 10 or 12 versions. So we open up. We would climb up these pallet racks. You know what I mean? Like at Home Depot. We would climb up the fucking pallet racks to the top.
Looking through shit.
And get one key out of every pallet. Because every pallet was the same key and same locks.
That's
so
awesome.
And they had a serial number. So we would get all 10 different serial numbers. We would go to the fucking mall, you know?
Damn.
And one of those, if you look for a master lock, it's gonna unlock it.
Man.
So if the, you know, so for me, if we had a card show in La Puente and it was too far and I didn't have money that's what we go. Hey, just go over here. We find a bike, fucking take it to the Funny Hills Mall. You know what I mean? Ride our bikes there, leave the bike there unlocked, and if we came out and it was gone, oh well, we got all these keys. I could get another bike. But I mean, I have baseball cards to me, like at the beginning, I do always feel like I had kind of bad karma because you know, like I said, me and my cousin that he lived in Eagle Rock was like in a pretty bad part of LA, and when we would go sleep over at his house for like a month or so in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to the Lucky's, because back then it was all these baseball cards were everywhere. Supermarkets,
Yes.
7-Eleven.
Yes.
They were just everywhere. We would go to the supermarkets, all the
Steal
little
that shit.
stores, everything, and steal them.
I'd steal the fuck out of baseball cards.
We would steal the shit. And Eagle Rock is right next to Dodger Stadium. So we would take all these packs of baseball cards, ride our bikes to Dodger Stadium, climb up the hill, and we would just sit on the rails in the parking lot. We would sit on the rails at the parking lot of Dodger Stadium, and the parking lot is fucking empty as fuck. You know what I mean? There's nobody there. We'd just be a bunch of kids on our bikes just going through our baseball cards that we just stole.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I remember.
But yeah, I do feel bad about that. But I don't own any single card, I think, that I stole when I was a kid, because my wife pretty much threw all those away. You know, we went through a rough patch a long time ago, like fucking,
that shit got thrown out.
And she got rid of some of my shit, and it was pretty much all the stolen cards, which is, I always feel like, maybe it was God's plan, man.
Maybe that's okay. Get rid of that bad juju. Exactly.
And exactly, when you're talking about, there are a bunch of 86 and 87 cards, so what's the big fucking deal?
Right, exactly.
But yeah, man, life's a trip, man. We used to do that shit all the time. I mean, I used to have a bunch. It's good. I don't think I own a single stolen card anymore.
Yeah, man, we used to just go into whatever Kmart or whatever. I don't know. Those are the stores around me, Shopko's and Walmarts and shit, and just pick up those cards and put them right down our pants and fucking walk the hell out, man, and just go have fun opening up baseball cards with my homie that would go out there and do that shit with me, and just have fun ripping them up. We could never really afford that shit. I could never buy a box. Man, buying a box was like $45-$60. That's just unheard of. I could never do that, and so I just fucking stole that shit, unfortunately. But it's just what you do when you're young, you go through those phases. You're supposed to. So you can understand what all that shit's about.
I used to think I was a klepto, and maybe I was. I'm not anymore, so I don't know if you just outgrow that shit.
You do. I think so. 100%.
But I mean, I was a thief like you wouldn't fucking believe when I was a kid, man. But I do believe that shit followed me. You know what I mean? I used to be one of those people that believe, like, man, I lived a bad life for 10 years, and I thought it's going to take me 20 years,
to get all that out. Yeah.
And here I am, 44 years old, like, hey, I think I served my time. I'm good.
I'm good.
Like,
I'm a free man.
Vibes now, man. I'm good.
So what's it like working at Dodger Stadium? Do you just, obviously you're seasonal, or you got shit you guys can do there throughout, or what?
Well, they always ask for volunteers and help, throughout the season, the off season. But I mainly just do we're seasonal, and my job, we're called game staff, because we work the games, only the games.
Gotcha.
So we work every game, and in the off season, there's other shit that goes on in Alaska's, and if you want to volunteer, come in and shit. But I don't normally, unless they're desperate because nobody else can go because of other opportunities.
So what do you just get to fill out?
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you just get to is it like a unemployment gig, or I don't know if I should even be asking that, or I mean,
I work full time at USC.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Okay. So I work at the University of Southern California full time. That's my full time job. Okay. And Dodger Stadium, that's just during the season, during the games.
Okay, gotcha. No shit. Yeah. So, the last video you had posted live when you were in between the innings, while you're out near the home run track, the warning track out there. That was a trip, man. There was a lot of fucking people there. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah. The last home series game, the World Series game that we had on Sunday, if you've ever seen those glasses that I wear that have like those eyes built in on them,
yes,
I've been wearing those for 3 years when I drag the morning track at Dodger Stadium, and everybody loves it.
That's awesome.
And then the last day on the Sunday, we had the Anheuser-Busch Clydesdales.
Oh, cool.
They went through the stadium all the way around, like 5 minutes before the game started. So they told me, hey, make sure you're out there, after the horses. You're gonna have to drag like right behind the horses, like last minute. It's gonna be last minute. So So I said, all right. So I was out there and I went right behind the horses, and then I guess because the horses were kind of fucking up the warning track. My bosses went over there and fucking with rakes, and they were like trying to help out as much as they could, you know, because the horses did some pretty good fucking damage on the warning.
Yeah.
So they were out there dragging and helping me out with the warning track. And I said, fuck it, I'm gonna wear my glasses no matter what, because I didn't want them to see it. And they see me dragging with those glasses on. They looked at me like, give me a dirty look, like, what the fuck you doing? You know what I mean? And then after the game, when I was leaving, they're like, oh, he's so why did you put those glasses on? You try to change your luck? It's like, no, I've been wearing those every fucking day for the last 3 years. They're like, oh shit.
Didn't even notice, motherfuckers.
No.
That's awesome. Is it usually like 80% that full, like sold out, or is it always sold out at Dodger Stadium?
Nah, Dodger Stadium is too fucking big.
Oh, really? Yeah, 70,000 is fucking huge.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, but they could only sell. So this is the thing too with Dodger Stadium. They could only sell 55,000.
Why does that?
Because of the fire department, you know, and the exits that they have available.
Understood.
So when I first started there, like all the seats behind home plate, all the seats on next to the warning track on the side, they didn't exist.
Oh,
you know?
No shit.
So the capacity used to be 55,000, and then they just added these thousands and thousands of seats.
Jesus.
But they're not allowed to sell them all. So even if it's a sellout, there'll be empty seats because they can't sell like 10,000 of them or whatever.
Oh, I see. But the empty seats will just be the fucking nosebleeds then, you know. They'll just sell, obviously, the fucking...
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. They try to spread it out. It's usually pretty spread out. You know, they try not to make it so obvious and do like big-ass empty sections, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Dodger Stadium. It holds a lot more than they're allowed to sell.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So they can have a sellout and there'll be empty seats because they can't, you know, they can't fill to capacity just because of the fire department rules.
Is there, does any other team, do they share that with another professional sports team? Or no, that's just there. Yep, okay.
Yeah.
I remember the Niners used to play somewhere where there was like baseball field. The 49ers used to play back in the day, like with Montana and Rice. A couple of their games would be on, you'd see like a fucking infield.
Yeah, like they used to play at Anaheim Stadium.
At Anaheim? Okay, maybe they went to like Candlestick Park too. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, there was a couple of them. I think the Raiders is the last one, but they'll be gone pretty soon too.
Fucking A, man. Raiders are sucking some balls this year. But shit, brother, you know what, man? We've gone over an hour, and you know what? I've got to cut this a little short because I got some BFRG to be preparing for a little bit later on. So it was cool as fuck. I really appreciate the time, bro.
All right, no problem.
We'll have to do it again. I usually, all these first, you know, podcasts with everybody, it's a lot of me asking a lot of questions so I can get to know, you know, the person, you know. So the next time that we do this, it'll be a lot different. We'll just be, you know, two people talking about our cards and shit. It won't be more of me just kind of interviewing you and shit like that and putting you on the spot all the time.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, there's a lot more shit we could talk about. Talk about my immigration status.
Oh, shit. It's a question.
I ever been to jail. Let's talk about shit. Let's get real.
Right? It's like, hey, kids, have you seen Oz? It's just like that. Well, shit.
You know what a Fifi is?
Right? Fifi, I love you. Oh, man, bro. I was the fucking guy that got to clean up after the pods went to sleep. So I was the man that could supply you with, like, you know, whatever ingredient you needed to create your own Fifi. So I was very popular for a while.
For a while, like when I was 17, I got sentenced to a year in juvenile jail. And I used to work in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, I could get all the cocoa butter.
Oh,
man. And the latex gloves.
The gloves.
I was very popular, man. Hey, I trade you for some toothpaste, some sandals.
Right. In the morning,
toilet
I had
paper,
like
some nice toilet paper, not the scratchy shit that we use.
I had 3 breakfasts every morning. People just handed me their shit like, thanks, bro. But the only requirement is when they were finished, all was said and done, they had to scream out, Fifi, I love you. Oh, our pod was so great, man. That is definitely another time, brother. So thanks a lot. So it's your Instagram is Caesar Carbajal, Caesar.carbajal.92.
Yeah.
All right, I'll throw a little graphic up there once I edit this out, so that'll be up on the screen. What about like Twitter or anything like that?
I don't have Twitter anymore. I just have Facebook, and Facebook is the same. It's just my name.
For sure. Okay, and then basically just the Pepino Man YouTube channel.
Yeah, Pepino Man was a name that somebody else made up, and I just used that so nobody that I know would find my YouTube channel. It was supposed to be a secret. Yeah, it was my YouTube channel was supposed to be a secret. I didn't want anybody that I fucking know to know about that. So Pepino Man was like a name that just got totally made up, so people wouldn't know. You know, none of my friends know me by Pepino Man. Nobody knows.
Huh? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just a YouTube thing.
So if I walked up to you and said, "Hey, Pepino Man," what I'm really saying, "Hey, Cucumber Man," is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. Your friends would be like, "What the fuck is this fucking white?"
Yeah. Yeah, they would have no idea what we're talking about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know, I have most of my friends. I have the type of friends that they see my videos, they're just gonna fucking roast me, make fun. You know,
Yep.
they're gonna make fun of me.
100%. I agree. Same shit.
Like,
over
it's a
here.
joke, motherfucker.
This is life. Baseball cards are life.
Fuck you want to fight?
Viva la onda. Ese, man. I watch Blood In, Blood Out so much. Shit. Good shit, man. I appreciate your time, and we'll definitely be hooking up again sometime soon. All right, brother?
Yeah, man. I'll do it again. I have no problem with it, man. It was fun. Time went fast.
Yeah, it did, unfortunately. Fucking, we're going to have to set this up on a Saturday next time so we can go a little bit longer for sure.
Okay, man.
All right, cool, man. You take care. I'll holler at you later.
All right, later. Peace.
Yeah.
Say it with me now, what's going down? Chris from the BrahjCast bringing the sound. Yeah, best in the game, Canseco should be his name. Straight from Little League to YouTube Hall of Fame. On top with the tops and the top hat. Can't stop, too high, you should know that. The champ in the world of podcast, Mail day, car breaks, bars for days. Collect everything, funny face, crazy names. Subscribe now, come get a taste, hey. Spreading the love and positivity. Sunday night is BFRG. Surprise, surprise, never know what it gon' be. Click fast, don't miss out. BrahjCast, say it with me now.